So recently I made a post on Twitter reposting this, I don't even know really what to call it. It's a family combine, basically, where it has a family barn, a parents' house, grandparents' house, sister's house, my house, main gate. Then it's got tractor garage, the orchard right here, vegetable gardens, greenhouse village, cattle field, machine shop, solar farm, wind turbines, battery storage. Which, if you have wind turbines and a solar farm together, you're gonna be pushing energy into the main grid. Like, that's way too much. You got battery storages here, you got solar farms. I don't think people understand that even if it's cloudy, you're still gonna be getting solar power, even if it's not 100% sun. Like, even during winter, most of the time, UV output is still pretty fucking high. Anyways, so I reposted this, and I said I can't even tell if this is AI, which it feels like it's AI now that I'm thinking about it. Because compounds like this do exist. They're very redundant, but they do exist, and they are around here in Oklahoma, Midwest, and everything like that. Family compounds are crazy. They do exist. And I've spent way too much time on ZillowGoneWild. Also, a side note, no trees. Like, it's completely barren here. Like, you can kind of see some hedging around the edges on the photo, but it's really barren. No natural grasses, landscaping, or fields for water runoff. Like, it's all fucking flat. Like, maybe this one part is bent in, but the rest of it, like, around the outside is, you can see, like, maybe rolling hills, but the rest of it is flat on the inside. Like, no rain catches for water recycling. Like, all of this, do you know how much water comes off of roofs during a rain cycle? That's so much wasted water. And it's not illegal. There's not a single fucking state in the United 50 states, the contiguous states. The only place that I can think of off the top of my head that it is illegal to catch rainwater is in Palestine, because Israel believes that all the rainwater belongs to them. Anyways, so here I continue. Like, do you know how much water cattle take? Like, I've thought about it. Maybe too much. But if anyone wants to get into rain catching, you should. Also, landscaping for water runoff to make sure grass doesn't just turn into mud and slop during high rain seasons. Hi, Binx. Hey, girl. What are you doing? Like, my dream is to have a prairie flower grass garden that are native to Oklahoma. They're the plains. And kind of restore both the integrity of the land here in my yard. I'd also like to have like 4 different gardens in like all different corners of my yard. Like, if I were to have a yard as big as that, I really wouldn't have to worry about it. But because I have a very small yard, having heirloom seeds really is not gonna be... Why is your tail all puffy? But having heirloom seeds together is not gonna be a solution for me. I can't really do that. Because they will crossbreed like hell. I like have blue corn, eagle corn. Big trees are going to be the one key to keeping the sun's heat off of these houses, to keep them cool. Because your upper canopy is the way that you ensure that not only your crop yield doesn't get sunburnt to hell, because this past week it's been nothing but above 100, 110 degrees in Oklahoma. But, like, this entire thing is fucking ridiculous. If you don't have trees, this whole thing, I understand why they have both the solar farm and wind turbines with the battery storage. Because they're going to need it. You know how expensive those batteries are? One stack of batteries is like $35,000. And they have them all lined up. That's got to be at least 6 in a row. Like, come on, honey, get on the back of the chair. She's going to drool all over my keyboard if I don't put her on the back of the chair. That's ridiculous. That is fucking nuts. I mean, come on. Like, you have to have an upper canopy. You have to sister plant these things. Like, just saying that, oh yeah, I want to have like this area, this area, this area. That's not enough. You got to get down to the nitty gritty here. Like, it's just definitely a waste. It feels like it was made by either a child or something like that. So anyways, this is what inspired me to kind of share with you guys my dream garden into what I want to do for the outside of my home. Hello, mister. She's not even a mister. Hello, mystery miss. Also fruit trees. Fruit trees are going to be great for this because not only do you get a canopy, but you get free food. Free, you know. I mean, if you're just going to be feeding a family of however many, that's like 4 different houses for different generations. You need to have food growing on your lot. But as I was saying, I need some prairie elements. I need a tall grass prairie metals with mowed paths. Talking like maybe some really big rock fixtures, some logs. Miss Lady, this is gonna be too distracting with you walking on the keyboard. Some logs around the paths, maybe something like that. I need the native wildflowers, and I have a very specific list of native wildflowers so that way I know exactly what seeds to look for. Because I don't trust those packets, those little packets that say, oh, these are native wildflowers in your area, you can plant these. Because no, first of all, they're looking to make a profit off of you, and if you don't know what native wildflowers you're going to be looking for, then they are just going to be invasive. They're going to take over the native wildflowers in the area, because prairie grasses are gentle in the area, but they are meant to be taken care of, and they're meant to restore the soil. And these invasive flowers love the nitrogen that they put back in the soil. They love the nutrients that they are built with, and they are going to take over the soil if you put them in there. So don't trust the native mixes unless you know exactly what seeds are going in there, because they will lie to your ass. But they'll go in these sweeping patterns around them. It needs to be kind of like in a stacked way. Of course, because my house face, I believe, southeast, might be southwest. So I've got one side of my house that's always sun-bearing. And so I need to have like a red bud over there or a very fast growing, fast maturing tree in that corner. And we're going to have a lot of rock outcroppings. I would love to have like a waterway. There's one part of my yard that floods a lot. I'd love to have a waterway there along with a rain barrel catch. So we'll not only do the rock outcropping using Oklahoma sandstone, but we'll also do some prairie grass borders along my property lines. I would love to have like the prairie grasses and to have a native plant, excuse me, Missy, a native plant garden right next to the mailbox. So that way we can have pollinators as well as something nice for the mail people to see, smell on their days. We'll have some seed heads left standing for winter and for the birds to eat during that time frame. I really enjoy just like a really naturalistic planting style. And now for the flowers that we're going to be planting, where I'm thinking like American basket flowers, some button bush flowers, cut leaf cone flowers, green dragons, hearts burstin', jewelweed, possum grape, purple coneflowers, rattlesnake masters, sunchoke, trumpet vines, wild senna, things like that. And I went through, and I'm going to say a lot, and I mean a lot, of the trees that I'm interested in putting in the yard maybe aren't appropriate for Oklahoma, because I'm really going for things that are really showy, really pretty. However, if they are way too invasive, then I will rethink it. But, let me see here. Let me get this pulled up so that way you can see what I'm talking about. I have an entire list built. I just want to be able to quickly refer to it here. Yes, ma'am. She's just clawing me. Where is my general chat? There it is. Here we go. So here's a list. You can see my future gardening plans. I've got everything with the water features for recycling rainwater, all that. And we've got the corn. So these are different heirloom seeds that I might be able to get through my tribe. So I'm going to be signing up to receive those here pretty soon. And of course we've got the 3 sisters, so corn, bean, beads, squash. And we'll go through the basket flower here, so that way you can see some very pretty basket flower pictures. Gorgeous, gorgeous basket flower. We've got some button bush. How cute. How adorable. It's a big old button bush. There's a big old shrub. You can prune it so that way it looks more like a little tree, or you can just keep it nice and bushy. Nice and thick. I really like the cone flowers. They're real pretty. A green dragon. Yes, ma'am. You are scratching me. And I definitely need, I'm pretty sure jewel weed also typically is anti-poison ivy, which I will be needing. Because we have all kinds of poison ivy growing over our fence and into our yard from our neighbor who does not take care of their yard whatsoever. And it's becoming a real fucking problem. Because though I'm not very allergic to poison ivy, Devin is. Oh, look at that wild senna. How pretty. And of course we'll do some milkweed as well. And I mean, look at how pretty. I don't know how accurate that picture is, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Some trumpet vines. I don't want that. I want images. Some sunchoke. And it's just all pictures. Here you go. Jerusalem artichokes. And it's just taking forever to load. Rattlesnake master. Here we go. They're just all little pom-poms. It's so cute. Here's the cone flowers. I really enjoy a good cone flower here. And like, if you live in the prairie area, you're kind of used to these type of flowers because you're like, oh yeah, I remember these used to grow on the side of the highway. Like, yes, these are natural prairie perennials. That's what I want in my yard. I want to restore that natural, pretty looking, like, flower look. And then of course for the trees, we got the nice blossoming Oklahoma redbud, and it's exactly as it sounds. It's got red buds. It's green on its off season, and then during spring it turns red or pink. And it's I think it's the state tree. And then for magnolias, I have a couple of them picked out. I'm not sure if we'll do one, but I like them. That's the Yolana lilifora. And then we've got the butterfly magnolia. I think that one's yellow. Yeah. Very pretty. Yellow. I really like the color yellow. And then we've got the sweet bay. It's got good smelling. Coming off of it. Look at those big old flowers. Big old flowers. So pretty. I love weeping cherries. Even though they have some terrible, and I mean terrible, roots. But it's absolutely gorgeous. If I had a big yard and I didn't have to worry about any plumbing being destroyed, oh, how I would plant some weeping cherry and just let it grow. If I had a pond to put a weeping cherry next to, so that way its roots could just reach right into that pond and just live its life, you know I would. Otherwise, this thing will probably destroy my foundation and try and eat right through the plumbing. So unless I want to just continue to grow it into a container and it not actually blossom out into what it's supposed to, this is what we'll stick with. But one day, I promise, one day. But we actually do have a couple of trees that we do have to cut down in the back. So we'll focus on doing that first. Cut down trees that are rotting. Like, I don't want to actually remove trees that we can keep, because we do have a good pecan tree and a mulberry tree that we can keep. But the one that we do have to remove is actually rotting up from the bottom. There's sprouts trying to grow up underneath it. Like, it's time. It's leaning really hard. It's time to go, you know? Flowers, I would love to do some lilacs along the fence line, or like in the front to where we won't have a fence necessarily, but they'll be able to grow up and like create their own fence line. It'll be so pretty to do. And of course, as always, creeping roses up on trellising, so pretty. Some burning bush, morning glories. Morning glories are invasive, and so they do have to be kept in a pot. They're going to be container growth only, which does bring me to my other point, is that we'll be doing container gardening, and there's a lot of things that you can do to keep your garden in containers. And you know, I'm trying to convince Devin right now to do some more container gardening, because we can get like 10 or like a 12 pack of 10-gallon grow bags for like $25, and you know, bada bing bada boom, we have some August fall some August fall crops that we can grow, including like beets, some carrots, things that will bloom soon, and we have plenty of time to harvest before the first frost gets here. But you know, with the poison ivy, we're just kind of afraid of things can take it over. But there is one part of my house that does keep on getting flooded, and so I believe that is going to be the part that I'm going to focus on getting a diverter for one of the funnels. What is it? Downspout diverter for a rain barrel, and I'll probably get like a couple of 50-gallon rain barrels if I can. We're gonna probably start out with one, you know, money wise, start out with one, and it's just that way because we only have one hose hookup, and for that one hose hookup, it doesn't exactly reach where we have the garden, and so what we'll do is we'll just use that rain barrel so that way we can carry water back and forth. We'll also get like a paper shredder so that way we can start composting a lot better, and get like some big 32-gallon wheeled outdoor garbage cans, and that will help us with like drilling some holes in the side of it for aeration. That will also help us with some composting. I'll probably in the bottom of it like just add in some like lava rocks and things like that, like perlite, some cocoa peat or cocoa coir, just so that way there's things down there for soil filtration, aeration, just so that way there's not a whole bunch of issues, and then we'll be able to start working our way through it. I'm really interested in doing solar power at the house, but who knows if I'll be able to afford that. We're really just talking about gardening right now, but you know, green energy would be always awesome to get ourselves a little bit of a higher or higher income ratio from debt, if that makes sense, because every month our energy bill is crazy. But yeah, I would absolutely love to get a crazy good garden going and some nice flowers. I even have like an idea to maybe try and get some plums and cherries together, and maybe try and recreate like cherry plums that you can probably get from Walmart, but like maybe try and make my own in the back, since I've been doing some research on how you can crossbreed those, as well as there's and some stepping stones that I thought were really cute for, like, they were like daisies, and I thought those stepping stones would be really cute to go through the back of the garden. I know I'm like kind of jumping everywhere else around here, but I also want a tea garden, which I think would be really cute, along with like the flowers and the different consumables like beans, bean sprouts, fruits, and things of that nature, which I would love to have a lemon tree, a mango tree, which I'll have to figure out how to do that because I'm in zone 7B. So anything citrus or tropical or anything of that nature, I will definitely have to figure it out on how to grow that. But a tea garden would be awesome, like getting some stevia, lemon balm, you know, rose, chamomile, catnip. I would love to have a little kitty garden going, and indoor plants going as well. But I've got a little girl down here, this one, who likes to eat all of the indoor plants that everybody grows. She likes to just chew on anything green. Yes, I'm talking about you, Miss Ma'am. She likes to chew on all the green things. And so we just have to be careful with what we grow indoors. Otherwise, I would love to grow catnip and cat grass, things of that nature, just so that way she can have fun with her own little garden. But yeah, honeysuckle, jasmine, saffron, violet, valerian, angelica, echidnia. Is that? I'm pretty sure. Licorice, fenugreek, calendula, roselle, passion flower, chicory, white horehound, purple coneflower again, anise hyssop, peppermint, lemongrass, ginger, which I think one of my medications I can't take with ginger now. I'd have to recheck that because we've been changing my medications on and off, so I would have to recheck. But sunflower, bee balm, coriander, all kinds of different things. So, and you can probably see that on my list down here. But here's the fruits. We got strawberry, blueberry, lemon, myrtle, raspberry, and then we've got spices and herbs, rose hips, cilantro, thyme, garlic, basil, mint, rosemary, oregano, lavender, lemon verbena, parsley, sage, French tarragon, chives, dill, fennel, chamomile, which some of these do overlap, but you know, it's a list that I've kind of like put together of like, okay, well, if we're going to start on this side, then we do this together. And then I'll eventually organize it by companion plants, which the three sisters, things of that nature. But yes, that is everything that I want to do together. I hope you enjoyed me rambling at you as to why the idea that I retweeted of family compounds is crazy here, and why it feels like it's not thought out very much at all, because I know a lot about heating and cooling living in the house that I live in right now, because the the cooling bill is extremely high because there's no fucking trees here. Like, I don't know why there's no trees in the front yard. I have an idea. Maybe it's because there is just a plumbing line there, and I'm hoping maybe I can figure out a way to get a tree there, but we shall see. But yeah, in my backyard, I want to, we'll start out with building out the back a little bit and getting like a pergola or something like that built there, and then further on out, of course, maybe some solar panels on top of it. Further on out, it would be cute to have like a little wishing well for like planting, and then on all sides of that is where we'll have some risen planting beds of like the different, like here's the edibles, and then here's the tea garden, and then back here is like where the flowers are, and just so that way the bugs are attracted to the flowers back here, then everything moving forward. And of course I'll probably tuck in flowers everywhere else. I would like to have a catio that's attached to the house as well, but we will figure that out because we have 2 escape artists, and Though they haven't tried to bolt just yet, I don't want to give them any ideas. So we'll figure it out for the catio. I also do need to figure out how to keep the neighbor cats out of our yard because they are multiplying severely. And whenever we do get a fence up, I need to make sure that the dogs don't try and chase them or anything. Because the dogs are very interested in the neighbor cats. Anytime we go on walks, they always want to say hi, sniff their faces and everything. And so I'm like, we need to keep them out of the yard. Please. Just any way that we can. I've thought about aviary netting, but I think that's a little bit too wide for them. I'm not sure. But yeah. I have uninstalled Twitter on my phone since this. So if you wanted to follow me for my tweets, most likely you will have to just enjoy my previous tweets from this. Because it is coming up on my school week, or week. Imagine if it was just a week. It's coming up on my school semester, and I will just be probably doing random rants like this instead of being able to stream or tweet or, you know, repost a bunch of stuff on TikTok, unfortunately. But I did mount my monitors finally. Awesome! So now I'm able to just do this back and forth and show you what I'm talking about on my screen. So fun! But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking to you about what I would like to do for my yard, and hopefully I'll be able to get to those plans soon and be able to film them. And like other plans, I would like to be able to build some more stuff for my cats because I love the cat furniture that we currently have. For example, we have these little cute shelves for my cats. So if the more furniture that we can build, the more things that we can do for them, the happier they'll be, you know? So anything else that I can film and put up, I'll be happy to do so. We'll just see. Hope you enjoyed my rant. I'll probably just upload this straight because otherwise if I sit and edit it, and I'll probably just stare at it and never upload it. So I hope you enjoyed my rant. I'm pretty breathless right now because I forget to breathe whenever I'm talking. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Here's a video that YouTube thinks that you would like to watch. Are they right? Well, we may never know unless you check it out.